Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm doing a Q&A today, and since all of the questions are book related, I wanted to give you guys an update on my bookshelf because I got rid of like a whole, whatever this is called, like one of these is empty now. I decided, well, I didn't get rid of them yet. I'm gonna donate them, but I just decided to like place them in my donation pile because some of them I've had for a while and I didn't end up reading it. And I don't know, it's like every time I go through my books, I'm not that interested in reading them. They're really good books. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm a mood reader, which I'll talk about when I get to the questions. So I was just like, if I end up being in the mood to read it later on in life, I will just get it from the library. So now I have this whole whatever cubby thing empty, but then it just makes me want to buy like more books to fill it up. So I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd give you guys that update. So yeah, today I'm doing a Q&A. I put up a poll asking you guys what kind of video do you want to see. That poll is still up there. I think you can still vote if you want to, so you can check that. And then even for this Q&A, if you guys have other questions and stuff, you could just comment and then I'll do a separate video about it. Depending, like I might be able to just reply to it and answer your question that way, but yeah, I might do a separate video on it. So if you still have questions that you want me to answer, you could let me know. But let's go ahead and get into the Q&A. My eyes are like so dry. I keep in the morning when I do my reading, like reading my Bible or any other reading, I usually read without my glasses because I only need these for when I'm driving, but then my eyes are like so dry. So anyway, I just thought I'd say that if you see me messing with my eyes, that's why. Anyway, this question is from Jenny. I'm probably gonna butcher this, but Jenny Wormlinger 3018. So her first question, it says, what inspires your book choices? That's a great question. Again, I'm a mood reader, so I kind of just read what I'm in the mood to read. And then the other thing is I read like if I have a question about something, that's usually how I end up like finding that book. Like I might look up I don't know, like books on marriage or books on like growing in your faith, that kind of thing. So if I have certain questions, then I'll do it that way. I thought I would show some books that I've recently been reading or like picked up to better answer the question. I also judge a book by its cover, I guess. Like I don't know. I feel like certain book covers also appeal to me or certain titles, again, depending on what I'm in the mood for. So I might pick it up based on that, but then I always read the summary on the back. So I don't just like blindly buy. But this is a book that I bought recently called Hearts of Fire. And it's about, it says 8 women in the underground church and their stories of costly faith. So it's about the persecution that they face and how they moved forward in their faith. It's it's a great book, but it is sad. So it's not one that I can just like easily read through. Like I've read a couple of stories and then it really kind of makes you meditate and think. Not that it's a workbook, but it's just like it is kind of a lot. So I feel like I do gravitate towards books like this. And then that's how I end up getting stuck because then when I'm in the mood for something lighthearted, I go to my bookshelf and I don't have like a lot of lighthearted books. Most of the books on my shelf are nonfiction and they're great, but they're just not like the most relaxing. I do read the Elm Creek Quilt series. I have the first 3 books which I bought. So these 3. Her series has like at least 20 books, I want to say, and she recently came out with another one. these are the kinds of books that I read for like leisure. And I just like them because they talk a lot about different friendships. Um, I don't know. I like domestic fiction, I guess. So that's what I tend to be like drawn to. I really like the friendships and the characters in these books. I'm very big on like character development. Not that I want a boring plot, but I like seeing the character growth and stuff like that. So it appeals to me. And then some other books. I read this book during a media fast that I went on, and the writing is like it's amazing. Like again, I read a lot of nonfiction, but the writing does have to be good. It's very easy to read through. There's a lot of stories in there, and then all the while you're learning about the significance of Jesus's crucifixion. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. I also picked up a children's book. It's because I'm trying to learn Spanish, but I did like truly enjoy it. I feel like I enjoyed it more than I maybe should have because I'm not a child, but it was just good. And then the other books, I did purchase this one when I was at a conference. It's called Sex, Purity, and the Longings of a Girl's Heart. It was really, really good. Again, it's one that you take your time with. I think there's actually there aren't well, there's discussion questions at the back. I didn't even go through those, but I just feel like each chapter it really made you think. There was a lot of like you want to look at like what personal applications you have. So it was definitely kind of a workbook style. And then I am one chapter away from finishing this book, Lady in Waiting, which I started reading it a while ago and then I would get overwhelmed by the content and then I would kind of put it away. So I would just like come back to it every now and then. It's definitely not one that I could read straight through. This is an actual workbook. The book actually isn't that long. It's just that it has like a study guide at the back of it and little devotions. But it is a really good book for singles. Yeah, because it just talks about like what our mentality, attitude should be, being content in your singleness, how to go about courting, purpose of marriage, and all of that. So, yeah, those are kind of the books I've been reading. So, hopefully, that answered your question. I don't know if it did. The second question was, where is your favorite place to read? Um, I mostly read at home. So it doesn't matter if it's like in my room, living room, but I do like to read inside. I kind of wish I was someone who enjoyed reading like outdoors, but I just get distracted and then I'm just, yeah. I'm always thinking about like the bugs and stuff. So it's not the most like, it's not a place where I can really focus. So I prefer to read at home or even like a coffee shop. I feel like I get distracted. So yeah, I'll just say at home. And then the next question was, do you ever listen to audiobooks? I listen to audiobooks all the time. So I use the app Hoopla. I've also used, I think it's called LibriVox or something. I'll just put it up on the screen. I've used that one. It's not as good. I mean, it's people that are like volunteering to read, and then they only have like classics or really, really old books on there. But I mean, it works. But I do love audiobooks. I've been getting away from audiobooks just because I want to reduce my, um, it's not really screen time, but I want to reduce like how much I use my phone. But I like audiobooks because I'll usually listen to it on audio, and then if I really, really like it and I know that I'm going to want to read it again and again, that's when I'll purchase it. Um, I guess this kind of goes into the next question. I feel like I don't purchase a lot of books, even though I have like more books than I need. So the question is, are you a book purchaser, thrift books, or library mostly? Um, I like to have I like to have the book, So I do like to purchase them because then I can write in it. But again, I'll listen to it on audio first. If I really like it, I'll buy it. And then I don't know. It's like I do buy books, but I don't buy them from like popular bookstores. Like I just go to my local library, and then the bookstore that they have there is where I get my books, because those books are only like $1.25, $1.50. And like Barnes and Noble, for instance, I have purchased books from there, but then I feel like I kind of wasted money because I spent a bunch of money on the book, and then only to find out that I didn't really like it a couple chapters in, so it's not like something that I could return. I would rather just buy books like from my library that are cheaper. But obviously, if it's something like really specific that I know I'm gonna want, then I'll buy it. I do like library books, but it's like, again, I have to be so careful when I'm reading it, so that I don't get like fees and stuff. Not that I go around spilling stuff all my books. I feel like that sounds bad, but you know what I mean. When you buy a book, it's like you don't have to worry about the binding. I can stretch it out. I can write in it, all of that. So I just prefer to like have my own copy. And then I get a lot of books from like friends and family members too. Um, that's why I have a whole stack of books in the living room right now. They're books that my friend is going to donate, but then she also let me look through them to see if there's any that I want to keep. So I usually don't even need to buy anything because people do give me stuff. But yeah, that's it. I hope that answered your question, or questions. If you guys have any other questions, you can put them in the comments, and then yeah, I'll make a video about it, or I'll just respond. We'll see. And then again, you can still vote on the other poll, or just leave a comment if there was another type of video that you want to see. But I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.